I want to talk about something that is currently happening on my farm, something that has affected me financially and emotionally as a farmer. My layer chickens have been hit by infectious coriza, and this is not the first time I am dealing with this disease. Egg production dropped suddenly, feed intake went down, and I could clearly see that something was wrong. This is not one of those videos where I pretend everything is fine or act like I have all the answers. This is me sharing a real experience from a small farm with real mistakes and real consequences. What makes this situation painful is that, honestly, this outbreak did not come as a complete surprise to me. Deep down, I know my farm has been operating in a risky way for some time. My farm is small and it is not fenced. I live among neighbors who keep local indigenous chickens on free range, and these birds move freely around the area. They pass through my compound, sometimes close to the poultry house, and for a long time I ignored the danger because they looked healthy. There were no obvious signs of sickness, so it felt harmless. But this outbreak forced me to stop and reflect. I had to ask myself hard questions about how this disease could have reached my birds again. I am not speaking as a veterinarian or an expert reading from books. I am speaking as a farmer who is inside the problem, trying to understand where things went wrong. In this video, I want to explain honestly why I believe infectious coriza reached my chickens, why it keeps coming back, and what this experience has taught me as a small-scale poultry farmer. After observing my farm carefully and thinking about what had changed and what had not, I came to a conclusion that may sound simple but is very serious. I strongly believe that the local free-range chickens from my neighbors are the most likely source of this infection. These birds move freely from home to home, from one compound to another, and they mix with many other chickens in the village. Just because they look healthy does not mean they are disease-free. Infectious coriza is one of those diseases that can be carried silently without clear signs, especially in local birds that are used to harsh conditions. When these free-range chickens come into my compound, they don't need to enter the poultry house directly to cause a problem. They can contaminate the environment around it, the soil, water spills, or areas where people walk before entering the house. As a farmer, I move in and out of the poultry house every day, and without realizing it, I can still carry infection inside on my shoes, tools, or hands, even though we have a foot bath at the entrance and workers dip their feet before entering. No system is perfect, and when the surrounding environment is already contaminated, some risks remain. My birds are confined, under production pressure, and far more vulnerable than local chickens that roam freely and have stronger natural exposure. The truth is, I created an open system with very little control. By not fencing my farm, I allowed outside birds to mix freely with my production environment. This wasn't because I didn't know fencing was important, but because I made a decision based on limited resources. I told myself the farm was small and that the risk was manageable. But disease doesn't care about farm size. Infectious coriza only needs one opportunity, and I gave it many. Once I accepted that, it became clear that this outbreak was not just bad luck. It was the result of exposure that had been happening quietly over time. There's something else I need to be honest about, and that is vaccination. I did not vaccinate my chickens against infectious coriza, and that decision came from real challenges on the ground. First, accessing the vaccine isn't easy in my area. Most agrovet shops don't stock it regularly, and when it's available, it usually comes in very large doses meant for big farms. For a small farmer like me, buying a vaccine packaged for thousands of birds is expensive and simply not practical. Many small-scale farmers face the same problem, so vaccination often gets postponed or completely ignored. I also want to talk about how I used to view this disease. Infectious coriza is not very fatal in most cases, and that's part of why I underestimated it. It doesn't usually cause high death rates like other poultry diseases, so I didn't see it as an immediate threat to my flock's survival. But now I've seen that even when birds don't die, the damage can still be serious. The disease affects feed intake, slows growth, and in layers, it causes a sharp drop in egg production. This means infectious coriza may not kill any or many birds, but it quietly destroys productivity. Birds stay alive, but perform poorly, and recovery takes time. For a commercial farmer, especially a small one, that kind of loss can be just as painful as mortality. I've learned that a disease doesn't have to be fatal to be dangerous. If it interferes with growth and production, it can still cause heavy financial loss. Another reason I didn't vaccinate earlier is that infectious coriza has been very rare in this area. For a long time, it wasn't a disease we worried about. You focus on the problems you see every day, and you assume the rare ones won't reach your farm. That assumption made me relax. I didn't feel an urgent need to vaccinate against a disease I had hardly seen nearby. Looking back now, I realize that rarity does not mean impossibility, especially when biosecurity is weak. This outbreak has shown me that when conditions allow it, even rare diseases can find their way onto a small farm like mine. What made this situation even more frustrating is the fact that this is not the first time infectious coriza has affected my farm. After the previous outbreak, the birds recovered, production improved, and life on the farm seemed to return to normal. But what I have learned the hard way is that with infectious coriza, recovery does not always mean the problem is completely gone. Some birds may look healthy, eat well, and lay eggs again, but they can remain carriers of the disease. This means that my flock has been living with a hidden risk. Any form of stress, whether from weather changes, production pressure, or general management challenges, can allow the disease to resurface. On top of that, the same external risk was still present. The free-range local chickens continued to pass through my compound, and the farm remained unfenced. So even if the disease was already inside the flock at a low level, it was also being reintroduced from outside. Looking back, I now see that I never truly broke the cycle. I treated the symptoms, but I did not remove the conditions that allowed the disease to survive and return. This is why the outbreak feels heavier this time. It is not just about the birds being sick again, it is the realization that the same weaknesses in my system were ignored. Infectious coriza does not need many chances. As long as there are carrier birds and ongoing exposure, it will keep coming back, especially in a farm that is open and vulnerable like mine. The impact of this outbreak has been very real on my farm, especially because this is a small operation. Egg production dropped sharply within a short time, and feed intake also reduced. The birds were eating less, yet the costs continued to rise. I had to spend money on medication, vitamins, and extra care, all while collecting fewer eggs. For a small farmer, this kind of situation is very painful. What hurts the most is watching birds that are alive but not performing. You still wake up every morning to feed them and manage the farm, but the returns are poor. Stress builds up not only for the birds but also for the farmer. You start questioning every decision you made, especially the ones you postponed, like fencing and stricter biosecurity, in trying to save money. I am sharing this experience not to blame my neighbors or their chickens, but to speak honestly about reality on the ground. Free-range birds are part of rural life, and they will always exist. The responsibility is on me, as a commercial farmer, to protect my flock. Infectious coriza has shown me that some diseases don't announce themselves loudly. They move quietly, carried by healthy-looking birds, and by the time you notice, the damage is already done. If you are a small-scale poultry farmer like me, especially if your farm is not fenced and you are surrounded by free-range chickens, I want you to take this seriously. Learn from my experience before you pay the same price. Disease does not respect farm size, effort, or good intentions. It only looks for opportunity. For me, this outbreak has been a hard lesson, but it is one that I hope will make me a better and more careful farmer going forward. If you learned something from this video, please like it and subscribe for more honest stories and lessons about poultry farming. This is not the only mistake I've made on my farm, and I want beginners to avoid the same challenges I faced. I've created toolkits that you can use to prevent or overcome common problems in poultry farming. You can visit my online store using the link in the description and download these toolkits to help your farm run more smoothly.